Happy Saturday morning. And sometimes when these things feel so exciting to me, it reminds me of being 10 again and waiting for everybody to come to my birthday party, and so looking forward to it. That's how I've been feeling about this whole week. And just so struck this week and watching the protests around the world and watching people wake up in new ways, how important it is to connect to our own humanity and how important it is to use our own voice and to see ourselves and hear ourselves so that we can get out of the way and let others do the same thing. Right? That the more we can honor where we are and what's true for us, the more room we make in our hearts and in our lives for everyone to have their own experience. I think I've been saying for all the weeks we've been teaching during our stay-at-home order that whether you're staying at home or you're opening in whatever capacity, that so much right now is this practice of listening to ourselves and letting go of the right way and doing what's right for you. And so there's been a lot of judgment about how people have been protesting, how people have been opening or staying home. And in my heart, the practice of yoga is to soften our judgment and look for a deeper understanding and ask the question, why? And no one can answer that question for you except you. So this morning, as you come together to practice, those of us here together for the first time outside, those of you who are practicing at home alone or with your pets or your kids, it's a powerful question for us to ask ourselves why we're here today and what matters most for us. Feeling your body underneath your hands. Feeling the why that's here for you this morning. And acknowledging that every person on the planet has their own why. And wouldn't it be interesting to be curious about that rather than label, judge, or react to it? And from this place with your hands on your heart, set your intention for your practice. Why are you practicing today? What matters most to you here today? And commit to carrying that why gently through this next hour of practice in a way that's purposeful and useful for you. Let's gather up all of our intentions, all of our voices. Take a steady breath all the way in and a big steady exhale. Do that again. Breathe all the way into your body and then exhale all the way out. The sound of Om, breathe it all the way in. The sounds and reverberations of our voices, our hearts, our practice, our intentions benefit every being on this planet today. Take a full breath in and a gentle exhale and make your way to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And those of you in the grass, spread your fingers, feel the grass. Those of you on your mats, feel the ground underneath you. And those of you at home, feel where your hands and feet connect to something bigger. This place where we're literally pressing down into the earth, where we came from, where we're all headed to in our own time and way. But in this moment in time, we are here now, So let's do that. Good. Take your right big toe and split your left heel with your right big toe. So take your toes to your Achilles. Yeah, and then bend and straighten your left leg a little bit, both legs a little bit, and keep pressing down as you lift and lower your heels. Good, and then change sides. Take your left foot over to the back of your right heel. And you can see already in beginning, we're all finding our own way that's right for us. Good, downward facing dog. Good, big breath in. Open your mouth, stick your tongue out and exhale. Good, through your nose, inhale. Through your nose, exhale. Walk your hands back to your feet. Good, take your hands to your waist and come all the way up to stand. Tadasana. Reach up, look up. If you can see the sky, look up, your ceiling, whatever you see, reach high. Good, feel your Y opening up from the earth below you to the sky above you. This moment, right? If there were no more moments, what's purposeful and powerful about this one? Good, take a full breath in and then interlace your fingers behind the back of your head. Draw your elbows forward. And then lift your elbow points up to the sky. Take your heart up, drop your head back, and lengthen the back of your neck. Good. Take your heart high, take your elbows wide, drop your right elbow towards your right hip. Straight, come back up. That's open, beautiful. Good. Come back to center and take the other side. Whoever said being with people is highly overrated was wrong. Come back to center, take your elbows forward. One more time, heart high, and then elbows wide, and take a standing back bend. Just feel the right amount of wide effort. Beautiful. Arms high, eyes high, look up. Fold forward, Uttanasana, bow low. Good, halfway lift, hands to shins, knees or thighs, and fold. Good, do that again. Lift up and fold down. One last time. Long breath in, reach up. Long exhale, bow down. Good, high plank is next. Take a steady breath in. Lower halfway and then all the way down. Good, cobra pose, lift. Exhale and bow. Good, do that again. Cobra pose, lift and bow. Last time, lifting up. Last time, lowering down. Good, tabletop, hands and knees. Good, cat and cow. Cat and cow. And with your cat and cow, begin to take your hips and shoulders also side to side. Start to find how much movement you have. Sometimes when we get into a small, contracted place, like a fearful place, we start to get limited. We think linearly. And this practice is asking us to open up. Open up in the ways that your body tells you are right for you. Downward facing dog as you're ready. Good, a big breath in and a big breath out. Good, through your nose, breathe in. Through your nose, exhale. Bring your feet forward this time to the front of your mat or the front of the grass. Good, lift up halfway and bow down. Good, Tadasana, reach high. And then hands behind your head once more. Draw your elbows forward, lift up. And then elbows wide over to the right. Good, inhale through center, press through your feet, lift to the other side, drop over. Good, back to center, reach high, elbows forward, lift up, and then open your elbows up and back. Beautiful. Tadasana, rise. Uttanasana, bow. Halfway lift, high plank. Full breath in. Lower halfway, pause, and lower all the way. Good. Cobra, press your toes down, lift your heart high, drop your shoulders, and then lower. Once more, cobra pose, rise. Once more, lower. Tabletop. Good, send your right leg back into space. Press through your right heel so that your toes are flexed. Good, take a breath in and then bring your knee to your chest or forehead. Good, do that once more, reach out, lengthen out, and then squeeze and round. Good, pause in the squeeze and round, send your middle back high. Listen to my hand. Good, lengthen your leg, reach out, and then tabletop. Good, send your left leg back. Heel presses back, left pinky toe points toward the earth. Good, big breath in and then reverse it and round in. One more time, lengthen, lift up, maybe look up. You got it, squeeze and round. And here's that pause. And again, can you press your middle back up to the sky, round your back. You got it, lengthen, tabletop. Big breath in, downward facing dog, breath out. So again, in these places where we get more contracted mentally or physically, we don't check in with ourselves or ask why. We get hooked by the whys of people around us, and we forget that the answers we're seeking are in the body we're walking in. Good. After you finish your next exhalation, bring your feet forward between your hands. You got it. And then halfway lift and fold down. Good. Chair pose, Utkatasana, the chair. Does it seem like we've been doing this pose for like 3 months? Yeah. Chair pose, like everyone wants to get out of the chair. So we're gonna do what I call chair tap outs. You're gonna take your right foot back and step it forward, and your left foot back. It's kind of like the hokey pokey and bring it forward. Then you're gonna take your right foot out and bring it back, and your left foot. Okay, you got it? Right foot back, and chair, and left foot back, and chair. Right foot to the right, to center, and left foot, and center. Good, one more time, right foot, and center, left foot, and center. Right foot to the right, and chair, left foot to the left, and center. Good, chair pose. I wasn't doing that the last few months, were you guys? I wish I had known that in Zoom calls. I could have been like, okay, we're having our Zoom call. Just gonna do a few of these chair tap outs while we do our Zoom. Good, airplane arms, airplane arms. Whew. Interlace your fingers, will you? Connect your fingers. And then with soft arms, take your heart high and soft legs bow forward. And then notice what wants to be strong and solid, what wants more space, right? Do you want space between your feet? Do you want to broaden your chest more than you straighten your arms? You get to choose, so choose wisely here. Good, fold forward. Halfway lift, thoracic spine up, and bow down. Good, step to high plank, and then travel to downward facing dog. And the power of choice is not to go to the default of what I typically do, what I always do. The power of choice is what's right for me here and now. Will I listen and then put it into action? Good. From downward dog, take a steady breath in and a steady breath out. One more time, breathe in. One more time, exhale. Good, right foot forward, low lunge. And this first time through, straighten and bend your right leg a little bit. Feel your right ankle, knee, and hip. So yep, ditch the mat. Start to connect to the right, all the joints really in the right leg, all the way up to your hip crease. Good, and then let's take your upper body in line. Take your right arm high for grounded twist. At any point, you could drop your left knee down if that would be helpful. And now find some movement in the upper arm, from the wrist and elbow to the shoulder, all the way through your neck. Good. Press into your feet to rise. Crescent lunge is next. Crescent lunge, Anjaneyasana. And just when you think nothing's ever going to change,
it changes, and here we are. Go ahead, spread your fingers wide. And this is a good place to practice smiling with your eyes, because when you wear your mask and people can't see your smile, I'm wondering, why don't we have those translucent masks we were talking about, where you can see people's teeth and smile? Someone hopefully is creating...
Read lips. Somebody.
Yeah, read lips, that too.
Or we can just learn to read emotions on our...
Yeah. Now, just like we started, interlace your fingers behind your head and neck. Take your elbows forward, and then the back knee hovers and you'll lift up and back. And it's a little like wobbly at first, but you'll find your way. And then just a few times, kind of getting your sense of equilibrium. For those of you at home, these guys have a much more challenging practice on grass. Good. Good. From here, ready? Big move, warrior 3. You're welcome to keep your hands behind your head, or you might reach them forward. Now, some of us, the back foot will come up just an inch. Some of us, the back foot will come up more. It doesn't really matter. Now, your hands to your heart center, airplane pose. Some of you might have an airplane overhead. Good. Crescent lunge. Step back to crescent lunge. Good work. And then warrior 2. And if you think about times in your life you've been challenged or pressed upon, like think about the warrior you've had to be, right? Times of more fierceness, times of more quiet listening, times of speaking and taking action. But notice today, like your why around your warrior. And then notice if you became a warrior and started taking your shoulders up. If you did, just drop them down, because that can happen, being a warrior. The reverse triangle, straighten your right leg, reach to the ceiling or sky. Press through your front foot, reach through your fingers, feel a beautiful side stretch. Good, and then bend your front leg, extended side angle. Come back and reverse it, bring it forward. Awesome. Notice the feeling of your feet on the earth, your breath in your body. You are here now. Star pose, Prasarita star pose. Good, with your feet parallel. Bring your hands behind your head, just like we did before. Sit your hips back into, like, we'll call this awkward squat. Awkward squat. Take a full breath in, lift your heart high. Bring your right elbow towards your right knee. Yeah, good. Come back to center and take it to the left. Make it as easy as possible. Come to center. One more time, right. Lift up through center and to the left. And I think I lied. Let's do one more round. Back to center, take it to the right. Back to center and take it to the left. Good. Star pose. Lift up, open up to the front, low lunge. High plank. Your way to downward dog. It's funny how our practice is about us, and as self-centered as we are, do you ever find you're in practice and you're really caught up in what other people are doing around you? Are they wearing a mask or not? Are they doing this or that or not? Are they doing chaturanga or not? And our practice keeps asking us to put ourselves squarely back in our own bodies, and our own hearts, and our own responsibility for ourselves. Beautiful. Left foot steps forward. And this first time through, find some movement in the left leg, knee, hip, ankle. And you'll notice, right, as it want to roll side to side, forward and back. Don't limit yourself. If we're going to find and access our greatness, we have to go in curious without the answers. And hopefully the camera's picking up. I swear that bunny just did downward dog and upward dog. And I'm like, do bunnies even do that stretch? I swear to God, that rabbit just did that up in the field. Good, and now grounded twist, left arm high. So you started to warm your legs. Now bring your left arm, shoulder, head, and neck into the equation. Good, feel the totality of your body awake. Move it or bring it to stillness in a way that's purposeful for you. Good. Press into your feet. Squeeze your inner thighs. Crescent lunge. Anjaneyasana. Crescent lunge. Yeah, you could lift and lower your back heel a little. Move your feet around, spread your toes. Holly, you checked the area for snakes before we started?
Okay. I literally just had a snake thought.
I like to tell snakes that like we can totally coexist and we have no need to see each other. And lots of the times they listen, but sometimes they don't. Good. Interlace your fingers behind your head and neck. Elbows forward. Good. Now a lot of strength, so use your breath. Elbows forward, heart high as your right knee starts to hover down. Good. Feel a pause, right? Draw the elbows forward. Good. And now lift and lower your right knee a few times. And a lot of these are more awkward poses today. I'm trying to unravel some of the sitting we've been doing, and where some of us might have been locked in our heads. I won't name any names. I could just out myself. Good. The next move, warrior three. So you could keep your hands at your head and just launch forward, or you could take your arms forward. And you've got this ground underneath you. It's here to support you. Yeah, so you'll lift and lower that back foot. You got it, Jackie. Beautiful. Then hands to heart center. Take it to... You've got an airplane with hands at heart. Good. And then step back to crescent lunge. And then warrior two. Virabhadrasana 2. Fear is a funny thing. Like I had a moment where I was like, will I ever teach to real people again? So I'm like, whew, feels so good to be with real people. Not that you weren't real on Zoom and Instagram, but you feel much more real here. Reverse triangle, straighten your front leg, reach high. Good, so ground first, right? Wherever you're going in step one, it comes from being rooted and connected. And then from that root, from that connection, reach, lift, inspire yourself. And then bend your front leg and take all that sweet energy to extended side angle. Amazing. Good, star pose. Star pose. Good, feet are parallel. And this time in that awkward hip back, take your hands to heart center. Okay, you're gonna take your left hand to your right foot and straighten your left leg and take your right arm high. Yep, and you got it now. You know where we're going. Hands to heart center, back to center, reverse. Beautiful. Take it to the right foot. Through center and to the left. This should feel pretty good. Back to center, to your right, back to center, and to your left. Back to center and star pose. To the front of your mat, low lunge. High plank, traveling to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. In case you like to speak Sanskrit to yourself. Some people do. Go to full breath in. Open your mouth, sigh, and exhale. Good. Big breath in. Big exhale. One more time in. One more time, exhale. Good. Walk or float your feet to the front, halfway, and fold down. Chair pose, rise up. Tap that right leg back. Good. Come back to chair. Send your left leg back. Back to chair. To the right, tap it open. Good. Back to center and to your left. Good. Chair pose and fold forward. Halfway lift and bow again. High plank. Travel to downward facing dog. There's nothing wrong with being sleepy, nothing wrong with taking a break, but the power of our why is intentional, right? Like, am I intending to take a break, or am I just accidentally checked out? Can I bring myself back to the here and now? Good, a full breath in, and a full exhale. Good, right foot forward, low lunge. Right arm high, grounded twist. Crescent lunge, lift up. Hands behind your head, elbows forward, left knee hovers. Good, lift up, launch to warrior three. Hands to heart, airplane pose. Good. Step back, crescent lunge. Warrior two. Reverse triangle rise. Extended side angle. Good. Star pose, open, tall. Awkward pose, hands to heart, hips sit back. Take your hands behind your head, lift your heart. Just one time, right elbow to right knee. Lift up to center, take it to your left. Rise back, star pose. Low lunge to the front of your mat. Step to high plank, travel to downward dog. So it's been a journey these last few months, and it seems like that's continuing. I haven't gotten any other word that we're done with that journey, so we're still on it. And do you ever find sometimes you're on a journey and you're kind of like that kid in the car, like, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Is it over yet? And so sometimes our why is for fortitude, right? For courage, for willingness. So just in a compassionate way, check in with what is it you need to stay steady on this journey. Give that to yourself. Send your left leg forward, low lunge. Send your left arm high, grounded twist. Crescent lunge, rise. Hands behind your head, elbows forward, knee hovers. Warrior three, come forward. Hands to heart, bound to airplane. Step to crescent lunge. To warrior two. Good, reverse triangle. An extended side angle. You got it, star pose. Feet are parallel. Here's the awkward hands to heart, knees bend. Good. Left hand to right ankle, right arm high. And then change sides to the left. Great, Eva. Come back to center, star pose. To the front foot, low lunge. Step back and flow. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Why do I go forward? Why do I pause? They're all such good places to be when we understand and listen. Full breath in. Full breath out. One more time in. One more exhale. You got it. Adding on, right foot high. Right knee to left tricep. Good. Lift up. Low lunge. Right arm high, grounded twist and pause. So option to stay here. Option for reverse half moon. Come on to that right foot and lift your back leg up. Option for reverse dancers. You could take your right hand to that left foot and stay folded low or come to stand. And we're going to meet in a standing twist. So whenever you're ready, that left leg will step back, your torso will lift, and you'll be in an open standing twist. Fingers wide, top of your head lifts up, and feel even in these twisted places, there can be ease and peace. Unless you want to make it harder, in which case you could, but it seems hard enough right now. Good, crescent lunge, crescent lunge. Good, hands behind your head, elbows forward, lift up, drop down and back. Spring forward, warrior three. Hands to heart center. And now we'll take some leg strengthenings with this airplane pose with hands at heart. Begin to bend and straighten your right leg. Feel your ankle, knee, and hip listening and working with you. I swear it's not working against you. It's actually conspiring to try to keep you steady as best as it can. Such good work. Crescent lunge, step back, crescent lunge. Warrior two. Reverse triangle. And now let's take the triangle pose, Trikonasana. So I've been kind of into this last 6 months, the option of pressing into the upper thigh and having length from the spine come up to the sky, but you take any variation. And now I'm going to give you an option to work. Wherever you are, take your top arm forward. And then notice the rotation of your shoulder. If our palm is down, it's a little bit of constriction and impingement. So you might take your armpit and palm more up to the sky. Good. Now, if you'd like, add your bottom arm. Both arms reach forward. Good. Now, if you feel like a little spicy, a little adventuresome, leave these arms where they are and come into half moon. I know. I said spicy. There was a full warning label on this pose. Awesome. Star pose. Star pose. Good work. Awesome. Try it out. Try it out. Star pose. Feel the victory of that try. Good. And here's the awkward pose. Feet are parallel, hands to heart center. Sit. Good. Interlace fingers behind your head. Elbows forward, heart high. Elbows wide, right elbow to right knee. Good. Lift up, elbows forward, heart up. Elbows wide, drop left. Star pose. Low lunge to the front. High plank. Pause. Pause. So important to remember to pause. You need to drop your knees, you drop your knees, but you pause. Let the pause be a clearing. And then as you're ready, Vashisthasana on the left side, side plank. Roll to your left hand, your left forearm, foot or knee. Beautiful. Good. Now legs and feet are active, but so is the corners of your mouth, right? Pull those up just a little bit. If you'd like Wild Thing, take your top leg up, drop it behind you. Beautiful. And then your right hand comes behind your head, kind of a half variation where we've been. Heart goes high, elbow lifts. Let your heart be the bravest thing you've got here. Beautiful. Downward facing dog. Drop to your knees. Child's pose. And in child's pose, interlace your fingers behind your head and neck. Up a little tricep stretch. And you can take your elbows as close together or as wide as your shoulders say they would appreciate. And the beautiful thing about the pause is it asks us to stop talking, to stop doing, to stop moving, and just to listen. Make your way to downward facing dog. You meet there. Big breath in and a big breath out. Good. Left leg high. Left knee to right tricep. Good. Lift your left leg up. Low lunge. Left arm high, grounded twist. Good. And now here's those options. Option 1, stay here. You can even drop a back knee. Option 2, come into reverse half moon, bringing the weight into your left foot. Everything else stays the same, and your right leg will start to lift up and off. Another option is to take your left hand to your right foot and take reverse dancers. The thing that's not optional is breathing here, else it's not going to go so well. So keep the breathing steady in your body. Good. And then we'll all take that standing open twist. Left arm forward, or sorry, left foot forward, right arm forward. Yeah, that'll work better. Reach through all 10 toes, all 10 fingers, and then take the top of your head high. Crescent lunge. Hands behind your head, elbows up, heart up, hover your back knee, and then launch into Warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. Good, hands to heart center, bound airplane, beautiful. Good, and now straighten and bend your left leg. And feel that there's this place you can work, right, where your personal practice lies. Be uninterested in others until you really understand where you're coming from. Good. And step to crescent lunge, will you? Step to crescent lunge. And then Warrior 2. And reverse triangle. And now we'll put in triangle pose. Good. And I read this great question yesterday which says, what's the biggest little thing you can do? So what's the biggest little shift you could make right here to open this pose up. And then if you'd like, take your top arm forward. Notice palm up or down and where it feels more spacious. And then if you're willing, take your bottom arm forward. And then if you've been in the nut house, take that back leg up and take it into a variation of half moon. Now I did make this variation up in full disclosure, but I was trying it yesterday on the roof and thought it was kind of fun. Good. Step back to star pose. Be amused with yourself. Good. Feet parallel. Awkward pose. Hands to heart center. Hips back. Good. Left hand to right foot. Right arm high. And then change sides. Good. Come back through center. Take star. Reach up. Low lunge to your front foot. High plank and pause. And then some of you can relate to this. Like there would be times in the last few months where I could feel the pause. I'm like, I don't want to pause. I'm like the dog on the leash that's sitting at the corner in the parks across the street. And I'm levitating because I want to go. And the universe is like, nope, not yet. Nope, not yet. So like notice the pause and how challenging it is to not go somewhere else. Do your best to be right here. Good. And now we'll take side plank. Side plank. Not easy, I know. You're doing great. This is so good. And then your variations, right? If you want to take wild thing, if you do, you might take your left hand behind your head, this half variation we've been working. So nice. Where's your intention, your why? Press it, lift it, offer it. Your way to downward dog and then child's pose. Child's pose. And from child's pose, if you'd like, interlace your fingers again behind your head and neck. So a lot of tricep and thoracic spine awakening this morning. Three breaths, bring your Y in, and then let it go. Acknowledge it, own it, but don't coerce it or co-opt it. We'll meet in downward facing dog. From downward dog, you'll take a steady breath in. Open your mouth, stick your tongue out and sigh. Good. Inhale. Through your nose, release and exhale. Bring your feet forward. Halfway lift. And fold. Good, chair pose. So we're going to take those tap outs and you can take them the same way. The other option, we're going to take hands to heart here, is we're going to jump back and forward, jump out and back.
And who's the we?
Whoever wants, you can tap back. Yeah, those of you watching at home, you guys do it. We'll just stand here and watch them. Yeah, so tap back and forward, side to side. Yeah, this is like jazzercise. It is. I think the 80s should always be brought back, at least for a little bit of time. Good, and then when you're ready, you'll come back to center and take chair pose. Even if you're not ready at some point, you'll take chair pose and then airplane arms. Good. Drinking bird. Come onto your toes and lift your heels high. Good. Can you feel alive here? Can you feel awake? Can you hear and see and smell what's around you? Arcing Tadasana. Feet root, arms lift up and back. Interlace your fingers behind your head. Take your elbows up and open. And let your head drop into your hands. Good. Tadasana, rise up. Utkatasana once more. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Good, now eagle pose. Swing your right arm under your left and take your right leg over the top. Option to use that top foot as a kickstand. And then let your arms, I love the expression, my teacher used to say, like, arms are soft rope. And then feel your chest get wider so your upper back draws together. Good. Keep your arms where they are and take your right leg back to bound airplane. Feel what's bound in your upper body, but what's free in your lower body. And then free your arms back as well. Send it back to full airplane. And now bind your hands together behind your back, your low back. So nice. As you're ready, toppling tree into standing split. So let your chest start to fall, your back leg lift, and when you can take it no more, hands come to the ground, your ankle. And let your head, notice if it wants to hang, if it wants to extend, like your head and neck will tell you where it's happiest. And you might want to open your hip, almost like a half moon with your hands down, open and close your hip. So yeah, stack and close, see what feels good. And then we'll meet in sciatic stretch. Your right pinky toe wraps behind you to your left pinky toe. I've been loving putting my hands to my thighs and pulling my heart forward. But some of us really love to bring hands to the mat. Good. Release everything. Bring your feet wide, maybe a foot or so apart, 18 inches apart. Good. And with your first two fingers, take your big toes, bend your knees a lot. I'd rather you have a longer spine than straight legs. Good. And then first just flop forward, just relax and feel what wants to hang. And feel a release, right? Be willing to relax and release where you are. And then if you'd like, you could start to put energy in your legs, pressing your feet, and then try it though. Like if it doesn't work for you, the why is your body saying it doesn't work, so you could just flop down again. Great. Release your toes and fingers from one another. And then walk your feet in just a little bit, and then take chair pose. And let's take eagle on the left side. So your left arm swings under the right. Left leg comes over. And there's no doubt you're twisted up. But like here is the challenge. It's easy to have peace when you're like open and free. But when you feel twisted up, how do you relax in that? How do you bring peace to this right here? So good. Keep your arms here. Unravel your left leg. Bound airplane pose. Bound Akasana. Good. Unravel your arms, let them fly free behind you, palms down. And then feel a little reach of your pinkies towards each other and then interlace your fingers together. You've got it. And then toppling tree into standing splits. Great, Eva. Awesome, Sue. Sciatic stretch. Sciatic stretch. And again, hands maybe to thighs. And notice that often if we want to free up our hamstrings, we need more length in our spine than we do kind of pulling our hamstrings, kind of willing them to lengthen. I find pulling on anyone doesn't usually work well. I don't know. I just remember pulling my small children and like dragging them, and I'm like, this isn't really working. So if it's not working, do something else. Good. Separate your feet, and we'll take one more fold forward. So option here to take a squat. The other option is let's do hands underneath feet. So bend your legs quite a bit. Slide your palms underneath. Yeah, and you're in the squat, you're in crow, you're in a fold. But only you know your why. It doesn't matter why for anyone else. It just matters for you. But slowly come all the way up to stand. Let's take Natarajanasana, the dancer's pose. There's not been enough dancing in the last 3 months. Inhale your arms all the way up, and then take your right elbow towards your right hip. Right, so classic traditional is take your foot and use your hand to stretch your leg. If you're working more strength, you'll release that and let your hamstring really guide you. Good. Now take that top arm higher rather than more forward. Good. And then imagine you were pressing into someone's hand, and you can take your heart and your arm up. Heart and arm up. Awesome. Great job. Good. And then hands at heart center, feet on the earth. And pause. Let's take the other side, Natcharanjasana, dancer's pose. Arms up, left elbow to hip, reach back, and find your dancers. Now again, feel that top arm and your chest want to come forward. Can you lift them more up to the sky than to the center, to the front? Good. You got it. Good. Feet on the earth, hands to heart center. Feel your why. Even if it's changed, feel it. Let it move through you. Let it be expressed. You don't need to defend it, justify it, or explain it. Just own that it's yours. Tadasana as you inhale, reach high. Uttanasana, bow low. Halfway lift and fold down. Step to high plank. Come to forearm plank. Just as we began, take your right big toe behind your left heel. Heart forward, heels back. Yep, right big toe to the back of your left heel or Achilles, heart forward, heels back, and then change sides. Come to center, get neutral, and then change sides. Beautiful. Awesome. Back to center. And when you need, you'll tap your knees down, but we're gonna take those chair pose tap outs here. So tap your right foot to the right, bring it back to center, and tap to the left. Now moving in your way, in your time, you're tapping left to right, noticing, can you stay steady? Your hips wanna start flailing. So take it slower, take it narrower. I'm just speaking from experience because I did this sequence yesterday. There was a lot of flailing. Good, then come back to center. Okay, you ready? This was inspired by my teacher, Brandon. Now, right hand forward, punch forward with your right hand. Come back to forearm plank, punch with your left. Yep, roll over, just don't punch anyone. And now punching right and forearm and punching left. Couple more. Some of you are really like not into your punch. Like, come on, punch the energy out. Yeah. Some of you are like half-hearted. Good, then Sphinx pose, Sphinx pose. Woo. Spread the fingers. Now gently pull your heart between your thumbs energetically and let your elbows magnetize towards your hips. So there's a lot of space around your collarbones and your throat. And then how about some neck circles here? Yeah, if it's raining in your house, actually I have a problem if it's raining in your house. We're outside. Okay. A little bit of raindrops always makes the practice pretty sweet. And as you're ready, coming to center, stack your palms on top of each other, drop your forehead, let your heels fall apart, and let your whole body pause. You've been using such wise effort. Now the practice really turns up to wise concentration. Can I bring my mind to the moment? Because the moment's just asking me to be still and know. Coming back onto your forearms, we're going to take half bow pose. So your left forearm comes to the front, and your front elbow is either just under or just in front of your shoulder. So if it's too far out, you're going to feel that collapse, draw it underneath, and then you're going to bend the opposite leg. So if your left forearm's forward, you'll bend your right leg, press into your forearm, lift up. And again, just like standing dancers, option to kick or option to pull. And you may find taking the inside of your foot is more comfortable for your shoulder, so you'll experiment. Beautiful. Press into your forearm, lift your chest, squeeze your foot. Gently release, stack your palms, put your forehead on your palms. A grounding breath in and a grounding breath out. One more like that, breathing in and breathing out. Let's take the other side, come up onto your forearms, take your right forearm forward, find it again just under, so this is just under your shoulder in front. Yeah, and then you'll reach for the opposite foot or squeeze it in. Good. Good, slowly lower, stack your palms, bring your forehead. Breathe in and breathe out. Come back to the other side and we're gonna take a variation. So half bow, half dancers. Yep, so left forearm forward. Now, what you're gonna do with that left forearm forward is you're gonna actually take that left arm forward, you squeeze the right knee in without your hand. Yep, and reach forward. You got it. Yep, you're reaching in all directions. Yeah, look at that.
Awesome. Our right hand. Oh,
I thought you were smoking for a minute. There was a blade of grass and smoke.
Don't tell anyone.
It looked like she was smoking. I'm like, wow. For those of you at home smoking, put your cigarettes down. Okay, good. Lower down, palms by your side or under your forehead, wherever they're comfortable. Or, you know, have a cigarette break if you'd like. That was amazing, that blade of grass and the smoke coming from it. I was like, wow. That's really like advanced yogi right there. She can smoke while she does her back bend. And let's take the other side. Come up onto your forearms. Right forearm forward, left leg back. So first get your grounding, then reach forward. Everything that can lifts and squeezes. Just the right amount of effort. And lower down. Arms either by your sides or palms under your forehead. Good. Now let's all take our hands down by our hips, palms face down onto the earth with your forehead on the mat. Bend your legs at the knees, unless, as I like to say, they bend somewhere else. Good. Now with your palms facing down, so your shoulders are more comfortable, everything that can lifts. Good. As you inhale, lift a little higher, squeeze. As you exhale, back out a little bit. It's a journey, so lift up and squeeze, and then back out. Good. One more time. Lift up. Pause at the top. Feel your strength, your courage, your why. Relax. Lower left ear to your mat. Arms by your side.
It's kind of going right in my ear.
Whichever direction you're looking, take that knee out to a 90-degree angle. Bring your feet together and your forehead to the ground, and then take the other side. Look the other direction and take that knee out to the side. Good. Come back to center. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Press up onto your knees. So option here for camel. If you'd rather take bridge on your back, you'll do that. Otherwise, come to stand on your knees. Sorry, for those of you at home, we're shouting. Good. Camel pose, any variation. Hands to your waist, to your low back. Open your mouth, catch some drops of water, that rain, let it fall down and wash you. Again, if it's raining at home, you have a bigger problem than we do. You should fix the hole in your ceiling. As you're ready, come back to center, sit back on the earth, on your heels, and pause. One more back bend. This is it, your final back bend of practice. Bridge, wheel, cobra, camel, one of the bow poses we took. You choose. Bring your why, bring yourself, bring your full attention. Press down to lift up. Open your mouth. Stick your tongue out. Create freedom, create space, create possibility. Why not? Woo! And when you're ready, lower down, feet together, knees wide, Supta Baddha Konasana.